I'd just like to know one thing about this team. Why is it that the offense just never shows up when it comes to pitchers that are having quality games and your number one priority with this team going forward is going into the ninth inning, which he obviously can't do according to a lot of the fans in this fan base, even though that was put to rest on Tuesday night, and I've been preaching it for weeks now that he could, and yet he gets nothing. I don't know how any rational person can sit back and blame Paul Skenes for Tuesday night's loss to St. Louis because he did everything to win that game for the Pirates. And of course, the two things that once again cost them were the manager and the offense. What's going on, everybody? I'm Mac. Back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is down in the box below. So the series between the Pirates and the Cardinals is deadlocked at 1. The rubber match of this 3-game set will be this afternoon in PNC Park. Wednesday, I'm sorry, Monday night, the Pirates took it 2-1 behind a brilliant outing by Mitch Keller. He didn't get the win because, take a wild guess, the offense did next to nothing for him. But I do believe that he pitched well enough to win. Aroldis Chapman ended up getting the win for the Pirates in that one. But the offense, it came from the usual guys once again. And the one guy that I love to see getting things turned around is O'Neal Cruz. I was pretty much labeling this guy a bust, saying that I gave up on him. But you know what? O'Neal Cruz has had a phenomenal month of July. And I'm going to put the bust talks on hold for a little bit. I mean, yeah, sure, he definitely needs to cut down on the strikeouts because, let's face it, the guy does strike out 1,000 times. But this guy has been getting extra base hit after extra base hit this month. I believe now he has 14 RBIs in the last 17 games, something crazy like that. And he's batting 321 this month. His base running ability has gotten way better, and he's also stealing bags as well. He had 2 stolen bags Monday night against St. Louis. So O'Neal Cruz, I love to see it. He's starting to really evolve into a hitter. He is becoming the player that everybody thought that he would become. Just needs to beef up the batting average a little bit more, and I think he's all set. But I love to see O'Neal Cruz turning a corner right here. And then, of course, Nick Gonzalez does it again. Go ahead RBI that ended up being the game winner. The guy just swings a solid bat altogether. I love Nick Gonzalez the more I see him at bat. He's patient. You don't try to do too much. He's just a good, solid contact hitter, and he's just there to contribute for the team. Love what Nick Gonzalez is doing. But then comes Tuesday night, a 2-1 win for the Cardinals this time. Paul Skenes pitched into the ninth inning, and he was pitching a phenomenal game. He was the only reason the Pirates were even in this game. Why? Because the offense can't do anything for him. Paul Skenes, Tuesday night, had this statistic go for him now, and he's now recorded 7 or more strikeouts in 9 consecutive games, which extends the franchise record. And it's the longest streak by a major league pitcher this entire season. He's that generational. He's that valuable to this team, and the offense can't get him anything. Do you know that Paul Skenes in his last 2 starts has now gone 15 and a third innings of work, and he's only been spotted 2 runs? What's that tell you right there? This coaching staff needs to go. Everybody. Everybody needs to go. Shelton absolutely needs to go. And by the way, Derek Shelton is a complete and utter buffoon. Okay? Why would you pinch hit Ke'Bryan Hayes for Rowdy Tellez? Now, yes, I still am not in love with Rowdy Tellez, even though he's had a phenomenal month and a half or so. I'm giving him credit where it's due. Rowdy Tellez has had a phenomenal month and a half. You don't have to like the guy, but you can't deny that he's been hitting the ball really well since like mid-June. Why would you pinch hit Ke'Bryan Hayes for Rowdy Tellez? All Ke'Bryan Hayes does at the plate is ground into double plays. He contributes nothing, nada, zero at the plate. And you pinch hit him. And act like that is exactly why I sit down here and I say stuff like the Pirates win in spite of Derek Shelton. He is an awful manager. No, I'm not going to get on Shelton for pulling Skenes out after he gave up the go-ahead run for the Cardinals that ended up being the game winner, because at that point, your mission is to try and get him a no decision. Okay. I'm not going to get on him for that. I am going to get on Shelton for that awful pinch hit decision. Makes 0 sense, makes no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, Ke'Bryan Hayes is batting in the 240s. It's not terrible, but for a guy who got off to such a great start to the season, hitting wise, there's just no place for it. There really isn't. And now the Pirates are in a situation to where they have to win this rubber match, because this series against St. Louis, I'm telling you, it feels like a playoff series. It really does. You're battling a team that's ahead of you in the standings, both in the division and the wild card, at a crucial point in the season where you can't consider it early in the season anymore. And each team has now played at least 100 games. And when the standings are all done and the season's over with, this series, you could really look back on it and you'd be like, you know what? If the Pirates won that series against the Cardinals back in late July, that could have gotten them a playoff spot. That could be the difference between making and missing the playoffs. This was an important series here. I know the Pirates haven't lost it, and I know they haven't won it yet, which is why the rubber match is going on this afternoon. Hopefully the Pirates can take this series. They're due for a series win against St. Louis this year. The Pirates went 9-4 against the Cardinals. They're 3-5. Last year they went 9-4 against them. They're 3-5 against them already this year. You have to win this series. Losing is no longer an option with this series. It's just pitiful how the offense just can't get anything going for Paul Skenes, who's out there putting up historic stats, and you can't hit off a bum who has an ERA of over 4. That's inexcusable. I guess except if your name is Nick Gonzalez at this point, because he was the only offense that the Pirates had Tuesday night. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Nick Gonzalez. I like the kid a lot. But one guy contributing to your number one most valuable asset going forward is just inexcusable. No, I'm not mad that Paul Skenes lost. That was his first loss of his career. It was bound to happen sooner or later, okay? No, I'm not mad that Paul Skenes lost. I'm mad because Paul Skenes pitched an incredible game and it was wasted by the offense. It did him no favors once again. I'm not mad that he lost. I'm mad at the way he lost. Because this game, Tuesday night, the Pirates had no reason to lose that game whatsoever. None. And per usual, our idiotic clown manager and our offense that's so flippin' inconsistent just can't do the guy any favors. Take the series. That's all I'm going to leave it off at. Take the series against St. Louis. I don't care how you do it. You got to win this series now. It's not an option to lose. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.